For Tesla investors, there's two main things to keep in mind. First, how Tesla can scale the battery business and scale the overall business to keep the battery cost as low as possible. And the second is the Robotaxi, self-driving. And we are deep diving into the Robotaxi by Tesla. And here we go. First, I would like to ask you to smash the like button, because if you're smashing the like button, then you actually bring yourself closer to the Robotaxi. With every like, it's one day closer. Not really, but let's just do it. Otherwise, I want to dive into it. And to understand the potential and the challenges ahead for Tesla Robotaxi, it's fantastic that I read the following book. The Upstarters. The Upstarters is a very detailed book about the story of Uber and Airbnb, and both companies try to challenge status quo, which actually meant to speak with regulators, governments, cities, international bureaucracies, and they had a decade of fight with those. And if you read this book, then you totally understand the challenges ahead for a Robotaxi out there. However, now with evolution of technology and companies, it's great to build on something like Tesla can build now on Uber. It's very easy to understand for regulators, hey, we want to do something like Uber or Lyft, but without a driver. And their main pro argument for regulators will be actually that they can say, hey, you know what? The Tesla Robotaxi will be 10 times more secure than the Uber driver or Lyft driver, so it would be ridiculous to not approve it. And on the other side, there is something that I learned from this book that need to start small. So actually they will take like a pilot city or pilot area or pilot state where they will test it, and most probably this will be in the US, because first of all, US are open for this innovation. Secondly, the Tesla headquarters is in the US, so it makes sense to make this there. And third, they have all this data mainly in the US. Therefore, I believe that these three arguments will really help to fight the challenge with the regulators in the US, and from there we can see a spread over Europe and Asia and everywhere in the world really. But this will be the first hurdle. The second hurdle will be the technology hurdle, because they are still programming the basis and fundamentals of this technology, so it's always like upgradable. Software is never ready. So you can understand that Tesla, when asked, Elon Musk was a little bit dancing around the answer, like in the Q1 earnings call.
If you're going to put a guess on it, where would we start? When would we start seeing robotaxis?
Well, I think it's quite likely, in my view. Again,
Robotaxi stage, any high-level thoughts? Understand the regulatory is a massive unknown, but if you're going to put a guess on it, where would we start? When would we start seeing robotaxis?
Well, I think it's quite likely, in my view. Again, I could be wrong. I'm as you see with Tesla, we're ahead in some areas and we're behind in others. Because when I give a guess, I give the guess that I think is the likely midpoint, not the point with lots of margin. If this was normal distribution, I give you the 50th percentile, not the 3 sigma. Optimistic or pessimistic. So then that necessarily means at least half my predictions will be wrong and half will be right. I think, or they might be right, but offset by, a few weeks to a few months, in some cases a few years. but I believe as everything I've ever said would come true, did come true. It may have come true late, but it did come true. Punctuality is not my strong suit, but I always come through in the end. I think we could see robotaxis in operation with a network fleet next year.
But in the end of the day, it's something so revolutionary that it doesn't really matter for us if it's 2020, 21 or 22. It will come. And it will change how we take ride business. And how big is the opportunity? Well, this we will discuss now with some proof of concept. So how big is this ride sharing opportunity and taxi opportunity in the US? This is the big question. And with a little bit of research, you can find some numbers. 41.6% revenue, guys. 93 million users. This is how big it is, but this is only ride sharing, guys. Now, Robotaxi, because of its nature, so the cars maybe will get cheaper because they don't need the steering wheel if Tesla will produce a whole fleet for themselves as well. So if this happens, then we will drive the cost per mile so much down that it will be not a ride sharing and taxi opponent, it will be the dominant.
The cost of ride sharing is, according to Uber and Lyft, is $2 to $3 a mile. The cost to run a Robotaxi, we think less than 18 cents a mile.
And moreover, it will be also catching some market share of public transportation. Think about metro, think about tram, think about buses, and all these opportunities to go from point A to B for the lowest possible. There's maybe monthly subscription, right? So you pay $100 per month and can use the Tesla fleet as much as you want. Now, those are just the opportunities for Tesla Robotaxi, but there's even more. Think about the quote that the CEO of Southwest Airlines once said. He said that he don't want to be the opponent of the other airlines. He don't want to compete with them. He want to be so cheap that he want to be an alternative for bus and train. So actually he thought that this will need to be implemented into the whole culture of the company, and this is what they said. So allegedly there was the marketing team that once came to this CEO of South Airlines and said, we did a survey and our guests would love to have a chicken Caesar salad on their flight. Now the CEO said, guys, what is our mission? Our mission is to have really, really cheap and affordable flights from A to B. Now, if we start to serve Caesar salad, then this will increase our costs, which will increase the ticket prices, or we will make less margin, but our margins are so low already that this is unsustainable. And therefore, if you have this culture, if this goal in mind, then I believe that everything can work together. And not only that, there is more that can work together for Tesla and the Robotaxi. And this is the boring company piece. Why? Now think about that this Robotaxis obviously drive by themselves and they are driving all around the city, but still we have the city problem of traffic jams, right? Lots of signals, rush hours, all of these things, when there wouldn't be Elon Musk with an option for that. And he just building tunnels with the boring company that will allow Tesla cars, or mainly Tesla cars, to avoid all this traffic. Now, to make things a perfect product, you have to build efficiencies, right? So if you're looking into the Tesla fleet, it's all about how to make it more convenient for the client. Software over the air updates. You don't have to visit the workshop visits you. And so will be the traffic and transportation by Robotaxis. They will use the overall roads, but they will also use underground tunnels in the long term, okay? To make the very best product that is melting some kind ride sharing together, metro together because of the underground thing, the subway, right? Then they will melt also the convenience of an absolute taxi ride, right? Because you have entertainment inside, you will have internet access and all of these extras that a Tesla can provide you. And then on the other side, it's even financed by the overall Tesla clients that are contributing those Tesla cars that they own into the fleet to make money. Now, a win-win situation for the customers, for Tesla, and to customers of Tesla. And that's why this concept is so powerful. I think this is maybe one of the most powerful concepts that is out there for a company to thrive. And therefore, I believe that we have just this one chance sometime in a lifetime to have this amazing opportunity to invest with this Edisons or other inventors out there. And I think that Elon Musk definitely is in one row with this kind of people, and you can be part of it. This is the beauty about the stock market. Just invest into Tesla and you will be part of all of this. Don't forget, this is not financial advice. Obviously, this is just my personal opinion, and this should be used only for entertainment, education, and informational process only. So this was Robotaxi. If you want to know more about that, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to this channel. Let me know in the comments what you think about the Robotaxi concept. I think it's unbelievably interesting.